Hello everyone. So today I am going to be talking to you guys about my book that I published last year. Well, got published last year. I wrote and I illustrated it, and around this time last year it got published. And I just wanted to go through all of the drawings with you and show you the process that I went through, and I'll talk to you about how I went about it. So you can see this is the cover here. I added in the little Ella and Evie poses later. I actually did the cover last. My creative process is a little bit different. I actually drew all the pictures first and then wrote the story. I don't know how that worked, but it worked. Okay, so this is the first image here. This one took the longest because it was the first one that I did, and I was just getting into the groove of things. This is the second one that I did, and I actually split this in two because I couldn't fit it on one page, and this bit here ended up being the last page. Yeah, so I've done them on A3, that's why they probably won't fit in here. But I had to cut a lot of stuff out in the final process after I had scanned all the documents, all the pictures, sorry. And there's the image that's on the front. And you can see I've had to cut a lot of it out to fit in. I tried to make it similar size, but I really didn't plan anything. I think next time I do one, I'll plan a little bit more. I tried to do it all in order as well. That's the end page actually of them sleeping in their beds. Again, I had to cut a lot of it out. To do these, I actually used tracing paper and flipped it differently each time to just make it a little bit more easier. And obviously I didn't add those words in. I put the movement of the words in with the book. So, you can see this one's quite large. I cut, again, a lot of it out. That's one. This was my favorite drawing that I did. A lot of the images that I have done are from Cairns, which is where I grew up in Queensland. So a lot of them are Australian inspired. See, I'd put the words in, but when I went into Photoshop, I cleaned them all out. Some of them I had to make them a little bit bigger and move things around after I'd scanned them in. And like I had made mistakes on the faces that I had fixed up in Photoshop. I didn't do much Photoshop editing, only just brightened up the colors, not much though. It wasn't necessary. I wanted it to look really watercolory and actually drawn by hand. This is another one of my favorites that I had made, obviously a little bit smaller in the book. And same with this one. I kind of had a little bit of an idea of what the story would be, but to be honest, the first story that I had come up with was much more rhyming, and that was I ended up changing my mind. I still have that story. I'll show you some of the images that I had in my mind about it. I had actually started drawing it, but then I moved to this one because I was talking to my yoga teacher about it, and she said, "Isn't this book about yoga?" And that's when it kind of thought, well, yeah, it is. I should probably make it more of a yoga book. It's more of a yoga adventure. These are some of my favorite pictures that I had done. I didn't really know how to draw mountains, so I kind of YouTube tutorialed that and did it. I had started painting this, I think February, and I had had them all finished within a month, and then it was the story that I had to fit through. This one here I had cut off a lot. I had cut this off, I think, because I just couldn't fit stuff in because it was an 8x11 book, I think. And this was an image that didn't make it into the book. I was going to have them with their family and friends afterwards, but I changed it. And these were some cover ideas that I had done, but I never ended up putting them in there. I'll show you what I had, the idea that I had for the first book. See this one here. It was much more, it was a little bit more magical, I guess. But these are the kind of sketches I started to do, and then I got stuck, and then obviously that's when I started that. But yeah, so I went through Balboa Press to get this done, and I had done it through self-publishing, so I did everything. They just kind of hassled me a lot, and I had done all the drawings, all the writing myself, and actually the layout of the book as well, and cover ideas. I wanted the cover actually like that, but it ended up being straight, which was fine. And I had heaps of help actually from some of my family members who have really good eye for detail. So those people helped me a lot. But I recommend, if you are wanting to do a book, just do it. I think the process is so fun. I mean, I'm definitely going to do it again if I come up with another story, or feel inspired to do another one. But I think it's a really good thing to do, and if you have an idea, and if it's really good to see it come into fruition and see it all happen. Those are what I have for you today, and thanks for watching. I hope you're all well. Bye.